Morning grade 7s, welcome to part 2 of lesson 5. This is your last lesson for the week. So today we're going to be talking about rounding off decimal fractions, and that is page 91 in your textbook. So it says here, when rounding off decimals, we look at the digit to the right of the decimal place we are rounding off to. Just like if we rounded off to, let's just quickly make a diagram here, thousands, hundreds, tens, and units. Whenever we wanted to round off, for example, to the nearest 10, we would look at the units. If we wanted to round off to the nearest 100, we would look at the tens. If we wanted to round off to the nearest 1,000, we would look at the hundreds. So you're always looking at the one to the right. It does not change now for decimals. It works exactly the same. So it says here, if the digit is between 0 and 4, we round the number down to 0. You already knew that. If the number is between 5 and 9, we round up. You already knew that. So if we have a quick look at a random decimal, let me just give you a quick example. Okay, so there I've got 4,12345. Now when we are talking about decimals, when we're rounding off, we are talking about decimal places. So if they want you to round off to the nearest unit or whole number, here's your whole number. So we look at the first decimal place. This is your first decimal place. If they ask you to round off to one decimal place, you look at the second decimal place. If they wanted 2 decimal places, you would look at the third one, and so on. You would keep looking at the one next to it. So if we look at example 1, it says round off the following to the nearest whole number. In other words, they only want a whole number. So if you look at A, it's 4,13. Nearest whole number, we need to look at the one next to it. Okay, so we're looking at the tenths. The first decimal place, it's a 1. A 1 we know rounds down, so it doesn't change. So that rounded off to the nearest whole number is just 4. They don't want a comma because they want only a whole number. The next one, we've got 10,62. Again, nearest whole number, we are going to look at our first decimal place or our tenths. It's a 6. We know a 6 rounds up. So it rounds the one next to it up. So this becomes 11. Same as normal rounding off. Okay, example 2 says round off the following to one decimal place. So now they want, for example, the final answer of 4,1. They want one decimal place after the comma. Okay, so we are obviously going to look at the one next to it. We're going to look at the hundredths or the second decimal place. So our first one is 0,431. They want one decimal place, so we're looking at the one next to it. So we're looking at the second decimal. So 3 rounds down, so this just becomes 0,4. The next one is 3,925. Same thing, they want one decimal after the comma. So we're going to look at the second one. It's a 2. A 2 rounds down, so it doesn't change this. So it just stays 3,9. Then the last example, they want you to round off to 3 decimal places. So in other words, they want 3 numbers after the comma. So you're going to look at the fourth one. So the first one is 16,2554. They want 3 decimal places, so you are going to look at the fourth one, the 10,000ths. This is a 4. A 4 we know rounds down, so that becomes a 0. Everything else stays the same. Okay, and the very last one, we've got 9,3748. Again, they want you to round off to 3 decimal places, so you're looking at the fourth one. That is an 8. and 8 rounds up. So it changes this one next door up. So it becomes 9, 3, 7, 5, because this one jumps one up. The 8 rounded it up. So rounding off decimals works exactly the same to normal rounding off. You just look at the one next door. If they want 1 decimal place, it means they want 1 digit after the comma. If they want you to round off to 2 decimal places, it means they want 2 numbers after the comma, so you need to look at the third one. If they want 3 decimal places, you want 3 numbers, so you're going to look at the fourth one, and so on. It works exactly the same. So go practice a few of those. I've posted your work for the week. Please make sure it's done, and then Monday I will be posting the memos.